Alright guys, thanks for stopping by Moodog's Frugal RCs and more. Today we're going to be having a look at a compact foldable drone by Tenker Tech. This is the DC-014. Stay tuned. Alright, well we're greeted with a pretty plain Jane looking box. It's just basically brown cardboard. We have a screen printed image of the quadcopter on the front, the Tenker logo along with the DC-014 on the bottom right corner of the front of the package. On the side flap here we have some of the specs. We have 720p camera, foldable arms on this one, 1 key return home, USB charger, gyro stabilization, LED light, headless mode, and then 2.4 gigahertz transmission for this particular bird. On the side of the box, nothing. On the other side, on the back flap here, we have UPC code and then the manufacturer's part number. And on this side, we're just greeted with the Tenker logo. On the back of the box, we have a sticker up in the corner telling us to activate our 12-month warranty. There is information for their website there to do so. And on the bottom here, we have a 1-800 number should you need any kind of warranty service at all. That's all right there for you. The rest of the box is just basically warnings, that type of thing. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So let's take a look and see what's inside this box once. Alright guys, first thing we're going to find inside the box is going to be our instruction manual. Now this looks like a multi-fold instruction manual here. It appears to be all in English, I believe. And yes, it is all in English. What I like about this already, guys, is multicolored. It's a nice big font on here, so it's easy to read. And just kind of breezing over one of the paragraphs here. Looks to be, as far as I can see, in pretty good Chinese to English translation. So it's going to be a very, looks pretty comprehensive to me. It looks like something you probably want to hang on to. So you have your table of contents in the front here, and looks pretty comprehensive. Everything you need to know about using this particular bird is going to be here for you. Also, I noticed on the back flap here that we have an exploded view of the quadcopter and all the parts that you would need to have. Now, I don't see any part numbers listed to them, but there's basic descriptions, so it's kind of a exploded view right there. So if you had to take it apart, I think that might help you to put it back together. So that's kind of nice. This is one that I would hang on to, keep that in a safe spot. We also have our safety guidelines and cautions, where to fly, how to fly, where not to fly, that type of thing. This quadcopter is light enough, so I don't think you're going to have to register it in the FAA if you guys are in the United States. We're also getting a activate your 12-month warranty now card here, kind of reminder. You can register online at their website. There's also some information on the back here regarding their Facebook, and I believe it's just Facebook on there. Yeah, so social media for any questions or any problems you may have with the quadcopter going forward. We are getting a USB to, looks like a 2S battery on here, so I'm going to guess that this is a 2S battery, which is kind of cool. 2S battery is just basically two cells, two separate batteries kind of sandwiched together to create 7.4 volts as opposed to 3.7. So that's kind of cool. Nice feeling. It feels like it's made nicely. This has a USB 2.0 connector on here to gain power, and you would plug this into your phone wall wart or into the side of a computer and charge the battery from there. And I believe this one's going to have an LED light indicator inside here, so either when it goes off or when it goes on, your battery would be charged. And I'm not quite sure how this one works, but one of those two things. So they included that with the package. They included a small Phillips screwdriver also, which I think is kind of cool. I've got probably 350 of those. And then we get another parts bag here, and it looks like we're getting some spare props. So they're giving us 4 spare props. Kind of handy to have those. and some prop guards. So prop guards I don't fly with generally, but if you guys are flying indoors, or if any of you out there are new flyers, good thing to have these. Look pretty easy to install. I don't see any place where you would need to have any screws or anything like that. They look like they pretty much just slip over the motor pods themselves. So hang on to those as well, guys. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the rest of the package here. And it comes in a nice little plastic tray here with a cover on it. Plastic feels pretty good on this one, guys. I'm all about packaging as well as what's inside of it. I think if the companies go through the extra mile or the extra couple of feet to provide good packaging that says something about the product that's inside. And this is one of those type of trays that you might want to hang on to store this. So without saying anything more, we'll take a look at the transmitter first. And this is an altitude hold quadcopter, so you're going to notice that the throttle stick is going to center on its own, spring loaded kind of there. Everything is labeled on here too, guys. I really kind of like that. I'm seeing more and more of that on these smaller quads, and I'm really digging that. Right here we have a button for headless mode. Underneath that we have a return to home or one key return function. You have your power button here. Under that, it's going to be your one key start and stop. Basically, it's going to be a takeoff button here, and then a landing button, all encompassed in one switch. Up on the top left here, you're going to have your speed and your speed selector here, and you're also going to have your stunt button. Speeds are going to be changed by one single quick press, and your stunt for your flips and rolls are going to be holding it down, and then obviously going to give it a command on this stick here what direction we'd like to do that. On this side you have your photo and your video button. One short press is going to give you photo, one long press is going to start video recording. There is no SD card on this quadcopter, guys, so everything that you record, whether it be photos or videos, is going to be saved directly to your photo gallery on your phone, and also I believe on the app as well. So this one's going to take two AA batteries. On the back there. They're calling this a ready-to-fly quad. It's about 98% ready to fly, guys. So you're going to have to supply your own batteries for this. This one did come with a screw in the back here. I removed it. I usually don't use those. This seems pretty tight on here, so I wouldn't worry too much about losing that. But if you guys want, you can actually install that screw. Then we have the FPV holder. This is a Wi-Fi FPV quadcopter, 720p camera, if I haven't mentioned that already. This is going to install directly on the back here, and there is a screw in place right here. And we'll go ahead and remove that, and I'll show you how to get this thing put together. So go ahead and remove this screw. Get this out of the way. Well, in theory, there we go. Okay, so we'll get the screw out, and this is nothing more than lining up these little tabs on here. You guys can see these little tabs, and then they have corresponding holes in the back here. So you want to line those up, and you're going to want to press down until it snaps into place. There we go. And then from there we would insert our screw. I can say that. Insert our screw. I'm not going to worry about that right now, but basically the screw would go inside of here, you tighten it down, and then you would have your FPV holder. And it's a spring-loaded affair, so it feels pretty nice. A lot of these feel really kind of cheap. This one feels good. It has a rubber pad on the top and a rubber pad on the bottom to grip your phone, and it appears that it would take a pretty good sized phone in here with a case, so I don't think we're going to have any problems if you guys out there like myself have the big phones. So that's kind of a nice ordeal right there. We'll set that aside. And we'll take a look at the quadcopter itself. And I did have this out of the box before, and I will say right now, without even going into it anymore, that this is a very nicely made little quad here. Folded up, it fits nicely in the palm of my hand. Very portable. Throw it in a backpack and a little pouch in your backpack, and you're off to wherever you're going with it. Kind of nice. So let's get this thing to focus here. Here we go. All right, this is also going to come with a battery. Now, the battery was installed in it. I pulled it out earlier to charge it. This is a 7.4 volt, 450 milliamp hour battery. It is a 2-cell battery. I'm going to give this quadcopter some juice. So it's going to be a nice flying little quad. So we're going to go ahead and insert that into the back here. And we'll go ahead and pop that into place. All right, that's in. And unfolding it is no more than just swinging the arms away. There's no lever you have to contend with or worry about. A nice positive feeling when you're popping these into place. Everything feels really nice. You have a 720p camera up in front here, and it is positioned. You can position it by just moving it up or down. It does go all the way to 90 degrees down, guys, so I think that's kind of cool. And what else? Another thing I like about this camera is the fact that it has detents, so you can actually choose a position and it will stay there. I've dealt with a couple of these type of quads before with the positional cameras that by the time you get the thing back in and land it, your camera's in a completely different position than it was when you took off. So I think that's a good design there, and kudos to Tenker for actually going a little extra on that and putting that into place. Nice looking little quad though, guys. On the bottom, we're going to see our Wi-Fi antenna here. We're going to see on each one of these prop arms, you're going to have an LED light, and just a good looking little quad. You also have little feet on the bottom here, if you can see that or not, guys, but there's little rubber tips on here to kind of stick your landing. If you're landing on a hard surface, it'll kind of help you to stick your landing a little bit better. Power switch is going to be right on top here, guys, and we're going to go ahead and power this quadcopter up, and I'll get it bound up for you guys and show you what it looks like all ready to fly. All right, guys, first thing we're going to do to get this ready for takeoff is turn on the quadcopter. And there's a power button just a little bit above the battery. So go ahead and turn that on. And you'll notice that we have flashing lights all the way around, red in the back, green in the front, the way it should be. And we also have a blue LED on the top there, so it's easy to see things like compass calibration, I should say gyro calibration, and that type of thing without worrying about looking underneath on a bright day. So I think that's kind of a cool idea there. Binding this quadcopter is really simple, guys. All it's going to take is just a press on the, there we go, and we're bound. So basically all you have to do is turn on the quad first, turn on the transmitter, and it will bind itself. Now we're going to go ahead and calibrate the gyros, and that's nothing more than taking both sticks down and to the right. You see all the flash, 2 beeps, that's letting us know that the calibration of the gyros was successful. Now we have a 1-key start and stop on here, guys, but it doesn't work for the 1-key liftoff does not work unless you have the motors spinning. And in order to do that, we're going to go both sticks down and out. So now we have them spinning. Being that this is a brushed motor quadcopter, I'm going to recommend that we go ahead and break these motors in, and just by running a couple cycles like this, I think is going to be sufficient to get these brushes burnt in, and you're going to get a lot more life out of these motors by doing that. So keep in mind, anytime you have a brush motor quadcopter brand new out of the box, break those motors in if you can before. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for subscribing, for stopping by to check out my channel. There's going to be a flight video coming up with this quadcopter, as well as my final review. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you get all my content coming through as soon as I upload it. That's pretty much it. Catch you guys all in the next one. God bless the Republic.